Hey guys, welcome to the Fox Den. I am the Revolving Battle Fox, and I am back with another video in my series titled Cosplay. How I choose which anime conventions I want to go to. Or it's titled something like that. I can never fully remember without looking at it. But anyways, here's another video in this series. And even though I wanted to stop it at 10, I'm up to 12 now, and this is number 13, and I'm not going to stop it at 13, but I'll probably stop it at 15 ways of letting you guys know how I choose which anime conventions I want to go to. Let's just do a quick recap here. So first we have location, price, genre, community, hotels, VIP passes, popularity, programming, history, YouTube videos, days, and weather. Yeah. So this time I want to talk about other cons. Yes, other conventions are how I choose, or they play a factor in how I choose which convention I want to go to. So what I mean by that is, well, sometimes there are conventions I want to go to, but the timing is just so freaking close. And they're not necessarily small conventions, but they're kind of mid-sized or bigger-sized conventions. And sometimes, most of the times, I just don't have the funds for them. For example, I had my ticket to go to Anime Expo 2020 next year, but I then wanted to go to GalaxyCon Raleigh, which is closer to me. It's on the East Coast, and it's in the South. While Anime Expo is almost as far away as it could be, living in the United States, but it's like across the freaking country. So that's airfare, and not just paying for me, but paying for my nephew versus staying kind of closer to home, which you would think it'd be a little bit cheaper. I'm kind of terrified to crunch out the numbers there, but it's closer to home, so I'm assuming it might be a little bit cheaper. Just a little bit. But I wanted to go there next year too, but Anime Expo takes place in early July, while GalaxyCon Raleigh, or Raleigh SuperCon, formerly known as, takes place like late July, early August. And these, in my mind, are considered big trips. Because, even though Raleigh SuperCon is closer to my house, that's still like over a 5-hour drive. So, which I don't drive. My sister has been nice enough to decide she would come with me and rent a car so we can go there. I'm still paying for it, but... So, yeah. Anyways, back to topic. They're very, very close together. And as much as I'd love to make the journey to both of them, I just simply cannot because I don't have the funds. Not to mention, I have MomoCon before that, and I have the South Carolina Comic Con before that, and afterwards, I freaking have Anime Week in Atlanta. And I was thinking maybe New York or Anime NYC, but I think I might wait until 2020 for that because the Javits Center is supposed to be expanding. And their building is supposed to be ready by March 2021. So there's that. And then, I might go to Anime Matsuri. I don't know. But anyways, you get the picture. Those are big cons where you spend a lot of money investing into them in one way or another. Whether it be airplane, hotel, or the guests. Because Raleigh SuperCon has a lot. And I mean a lot of guests. There's almost something for everyone. And yeah, guests... they do the selfies, they do the autographs or the voice recordings, and yeah, they are expensive, and if you got a lot of autographs or selfies or voice recordings you want to get, especially the combo packages, and you want to get at least 5 people there, it adds up a lot. So I couldn't do both. I had to choose one. And me and my nephew decided it would be best to do Raleigh SuperCon. Now, hopefully I can go back to Anime Expo in the future. But it is what it is. I don't have a great job like that that has to pay for me to just go to any and every freaking convention in the US that I want to go to. Not to mention I don't have a lot I don't get a lot of time off. Or, if I could do that, I would still run into, my vacation and personal days. So, yeah, that's a challenge within itself, trying to get the time off. But, especially now that I work Sundays. But anyways, that's just the one main example. Another example I'm kind of running into now is Nashicon. Yes, I had a friend of mine, he recommends that I go to Nashicon. And while it's located in Columbia, and I'm in the upstate of South Carolina, for me to get an Uber down there would be about 150, a little over 150 something dollars, was to say round up to 200. So there and back would probably be about 200. And then, the hotel would probably be about just shy under $300. And while that's actually not that bad for a trip, 3-day trip, 2 nights, 3 days, 3 days, 2 nights, I have the South Carolina Comic Con planned before that, or not even before that. I have the South Carolina Comic Con planned after that. See, Nashicon takes place in, I think, February, mid-February, like the week before my birthday or the week of my birthday. And then there's like the South Carolina Comic Con, which can be expensive within itself, even though I only go for 1 day. And then, there's MomoCon. And then, like I said, the list goes on. Anime Weekend Atlanta, or GalaxyCon Raleigh, and Anime Weekend Atlanta. So, even though it's kind of a even though it's kind of a small con, just the timing is really bad for me. I don't think I could do enough surveys to get me an extra $600 to get me down there and back. I mean, it would be nice if I just had some extra money coming to me that way. If you guys want to donate, feel free to donate. But no, I'm just playing. But that's just another thing, because, like I said, Nashicon takes place in February. South Carolina Comic Con takes place in March, so that's like not even a month. That's probably about a month, maybe a few days more, a few days less. I can't remember the actual dates of the South Carolina Comic Con, but it's kind of hard to recover from a night trip, especially if you're spending at least 2 to 3 nights there financially, and then you have another trip around the corner that you kind of want to spend a lot on, and then you got like one of the bigger trips, MomoCon, or like a mid-sized trip, MomoCon for me, and then you got the big trip, Raleigh SuperCon. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but repetition is the key to life, or is the spice of life, whatever. But yeah, you get the picture. And for me, I think in order for me to properly enjoy a con somewhat, I'd have to have at least, depending on the type of con and how much I spend and whatnot, and the other factors, at least 3 to 4 months. If I have to exhaust all my resources in the one con, having 2 months in between, or sometimes even the third month, the 3 months, that's a lot to try to recover and then try to build back up from scratch, trying to save the hotel for the hotels and stuff. And trying to get the extra funds in, and pretty much trying to grind to get that money for me. That's a lot. And so that's why I have to look at the other cons I go to help determine if it's a good time for me to go to this con, or if I really want to go to this con. So I hope you guys are kind of following what I'm saying, because, and you know what, it goes hand in hand with price. Ultimately, because you got to have the funds to do these things, and if you don't have the funds, well, you probably can't do them, or you're going to have a bare bones trip and then be into debt or broke for a while, because you're always trying to wind up. That's why, I've created this thing, or I wanted to make this series to talk about the best way to narrow down the cons that you want to go to. Maybe not necessarily for starters, but for people who like to do multiple cons. And you know what? If you're just starting out too, I think this series will likely be a good one for you. I do plan on encompassing everything into one big video that will talk about less about my personal experience and more focused towards the otaku or the gamer about how they should look for, so it would be a little bit quicker in that regard. But yeah, definitely other cons. Is it an absolute top priority? Well, if you put it hand to hand with price, yeah, it's not the lowest priority, and I don't want to say it's a middle priority. It's a little bit higher than that. But let's see. If I have to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being top priority and 10 being not as important, I'd probably put this topic as a 4.6, because it's definitely something you need to consider, especially if you're going to multiple conventions in a year and you don't have a high-paying job or a job that pays well enough to fund these things constantly without you having to worry about being in debt or worrying about how you're going to pay your basic bills. Because, you know, as much fun as cons are, it's funner to have a roof over your head and, you know, to be able to pay your bills. So I think that's going to be all for this video. If you happen to like this video, or you're a fan of video games or drink tests, taste tests, stuff like that, feel free to check out the rest of my channel. And if you happen to like what you see, then please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I'll see you all in the next video. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.